YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. My name's Meffan if you are new here, and I will be your yoga teacher for today. So today we are going to be doing a vinyasa flow. So we'll be starting with Surya Namaskar A's, B's, standing, seated, finishing. The difference between this is it's not going to be the traditional 60 to 90 minutes. So we're going to be bringing it down so that all of you people with super busy lives can fit in a full sequence, but just a little bit shorter in each section, just to show like what you can do with this type of practice. Now, just before we get started, if you don't know, I have an app called the Soul Sanctuary. It's also a desktop platform. You can watch it on your TVs. Loads of people doing it in 144 countries all around the world. And this month, we're going into our month of classical vinyasa. So though this is a shorter one, there are going to be quite a few 60-minute long vinyasa flow practices on there today and on there this month even. And just know that there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of practices ranging from power, mandala, rocket, yin, restorative, philosophy, sound healing, meditation, breathwork. Like we've got it all going on. So I'm going to stop talking about that now, but make sure after this practice, if you love it, first of all, leave me a comment and give me a little like, but then click the link in the description and come and join us for a free trial on the Soul Sanctuary. So let's get started. We're all going to get started just in either you can stay in a kneeling position or you can come into a cross-leg position. So finding what feels best for you. And for this practice, ideally, you will have two blocks. We're going to be focusing in our standing sequence a lot on balance work. So you may want two blocks or have something just to hold onto. So finding your comfortable seat, closing down the eyes, let's roll the shoulders back, crown of the head reaching tall all the way up to the sky. And we just settle here into the body. We arrive in the body, we arrive in the breath, and we arrive in the emotions as well, in the energy body, just asking, how do I feel here today? What's alive for me? And coming to set your intention, your sankalpa for your practice today, maybe just to honor a certain feeling that's alive for you, maybe to give a certain energy or focus to your practice today. So just finding that intention without thinking about it too much, and then just breathing that intention in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, breathing that intention in through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. And just grounding here for a few moments of silence. And we're going to, before we do any movement, we are going to take a few rounds of our alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to take the two peace fingers down into the palm, or you can place them on the third eye. And then you're going to use the thumb over the right nostril, and then the other two fingers over the left. And we're going to be inhaling for 4, no breath retentions, Anuloma Viloma, and then exhaling for 4, and then we go round. I'm going to talk you through it. Don't worry if you get a little bit lost, but as I said, we're really channeling this balancing energy today. So we want to do that from the start, especially with our pranayama. So closing off the right nostril with the right thumb. Let's inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release the hands. Just come back to your natural rhythm of breath. Taking the hands face down onto the knees. Inhale as you lift the chest, shine the heart space up to the sky. And then exhale, round the spine, drop chin to chest. Inhale, lifting again. And then exhaling round. One more time like that. Inhale, find that lift. And then exhale round. Lifting the chest through neutral. You're going to switch over the cross of the legs if you had the legs crossed. If not, you can stay in kneeling. Drop chin to chest and start to take half neck rolls here. So right ear coming around to the right shoulder, down through center, left ear to the left shoulder. Just moving your way around. These first few moments, we just spend time observing the body. And then bringing everything up to neutral. Placing the hands down, roll over the knees, make your way into an all fours position. Taking an inhale as you lift the chest again, and then an exhale as you round the spine. Again, take an inhale, lift the chest, create some space, and then exhale, round the spine. Coming back to neutral, you're going to take the weight into the left side. You can make the left foot go out slightly. Right foot's going to come all the way down to the mat, right leg's long. And then you're going to reach the right arm all the way up by the ear and get this beautiful side body sensation all the way from that bottom right foot to the top of the fingertips of the right hand. Taking another breath here. And then placing that right hand back down, pick the right foot up, and then step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lower the hips down, find lizard. Option for a little bit of movement here, maybe even bending in that back leg. Just seeing how you feel today, not pushing anything too far. Just easing into the body in these early stages of the practice. Gently releasing. And that right foot steps back and we meet back in an all fours position. Take an inhale, lift the heart space up to the sky, and then exhale as you round. Taking the weight onto the right side, you can put that right foot out to the side slightly for a bit more support. Left foot grounds down at the back of the mat, left arm lifts. Breathing here, length into the side body. And then left hand plants down. Picking up that left foot, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, allow the hips to drop. Have some time here in your lizard, any variation that feels good for you here. Slowly releasing that back foot down. And then tuck under back toes, lift the back knee, step that left foot back, making your way to a downward facing dog. Just spending a few breaths, maybe pedaling out through the feet, a shake, a nod of the head. And just checking in, seeing how, again, back to the legs are feeling, how the hips feeling, the shoulders. And then you're either going to step or jump your feet to the outside edges of the hands, drop the hips down, find Malasana. Hands come to the heart space, or you can have your fingertips down to support you. And just taking maybe a little shift side to side. And then hands release down. You can keep this wiggle going as you start to lift the hips. Taking slightly wider legged forward fold here, option to bend the knees. Inhale as you lengthen the chest. Exhale, hanging down in a forward fold. And then slowly starting to bring yourself all the way up to standing. Making your way to Tadasana at the top of the mat, rolling the shoulders back, standing tall. So we're going to move through just 2 Surya Namaskar A's and 2 Surya Namaskar B's. Of course, adding in as many things as you want. I might add in a little bit of challenge myself, that you can take it or leave it. As we know, we take what we need, we leave the rest behind. Let's take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down through the knees or down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in stillness. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more like that. And then on your next inhale, step or float the feet to the top of the mat, lifting the chest, finding that space. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Exhale, hands down through heart center, release them down to the side. Let's go again. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Option in this downward facing dog to take a semi-bent elbow. So this kind of turbo dog, halfway between dog and dolphin. 5 breaths. Of course, any time that you need to straighten the arms or even drop down to a child's pose, you absolutely can. 2 more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, step or float, feet to the hands, lift the chest, find that space. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Exhale, the hands down through the heart space, release them down to the sides. Surya Namaskar B. Hinge at the hips, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Inhale. Let's hold an extra breath here. Exhale. Inhaling again. And then we'll exhale, fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step right foot forwards, finding that warrior 1 or high lunge. Exhale, hands come straight back down, step it back and flow your way through. Meeting back in that downward facing dog. We inhale, left foot steps forward. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, place the hands down, step back, hold your plank this time. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga push-ups for 3. You can drop down to the knees and do them. We go for 1, 2, and 3. Taking an inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in stillness. Two more breaths. And on your next inhale, step or float feet to the hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hold here. Inhale again, Utkatasana. And then exhale, straight back down. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down through the knees or down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps through between the hands, high lunge or warrior 1. Exhale, frame the foot, step it straight back, lowering down through the knees or down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps through between the hands, reaching those arms up. Exhale, frame the foot, step it all the way back, and then this time we hold again. Either lowering the knees down or staying in your chaturanga. 3 push-ups here for 1, 2, and 3. Coming down, finding your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, the option to drop those elbows the whole way down, finding dolphin. Walking those feet in as far as you can here. Holding either your downward facing dog or your dolphin. Another 3 breaths here. If you're in the dolphin, pushing yourself back up to the downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step or float the feet to the hands, lifting the chest, finding that space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And then exhale, come all the way up to standing. Amazing. Find Tadasana and just roll the shoulders back. So feeling a little bit of heat in the body now. So coming into our standing sequence, I'm going to ask you to bring your blocks in so you've got one at each side, should you wish to use it. So we're going to find Utkatasana again. You can bring your hands to the hips. So we're going to have that hinge of the hips, a bend in the knees. Now taking the weight onto the right side, lean the chest forwards as you pick up the left foot. You're going to reach the left leg out, so you're in a bent-legged warrior 3. Arms can be back, out to the side. And you're going to tap that back toe all the way down to the mat 3 times. So you're going to tap it down for 1, lift, for 2, lift, for 3, and lift. Amazing. Left hand's going to come down onto a block in front of you. You're going to stay with the bent leg for now as you peel the right arm up. So half moon, lengthening through that supporting leg now. So you're in your revolved half moon, gazing up to the sky, breathing here. Now sweeping that right arm all the way down and around as you come to stand all the way up on that right leg. And you're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right knee, hinge at the hips, bend the legs as you reach the arms out. So this flying figure 4. Holding here. Now starting to lift up. Lengthening the right leg. Now you're going to see if you can bring this left foot into half lotus. And if it can't come into half lotus, it doesn't matter. It can stay in that position with the ankle pushed onto the thigh. If you've got your half lotus, you're going to reach your left hand around behind you. See if you can take hold of the toe, the big toe bind. Inhale, sweep right arm up to the sky. Exhale, see if you can come to a forward fold here. And we hold here. Two more breaths. Finding an inhale as you lift all the way up, still balancing on that right leg. You're going to allow the left ankle to slide back down onto the knee. Now locate your blocks again. You're going to want those as we come into a toe stand here. So you're going to lean on the blocks as you bring both knees down bent. And you can see I've still got my left ankle on my right knee. Now, balance challenge. Whoa! You're going to see if you can lift your hands off of the blocks. Maybe it's just 1 to begin with. Maybe you bring 2. Holding. Beautiful. Now, option, either we're going to come into a arm balance or you're going to hold malasana and just have a moment there. If you're coming into the arm balance with me, we're twisting around to the right side and you're going to get the sole of the left foot on the left upper arm. Lift the hips, lean, 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 forwards, forwards, forwards. Bum lifts, and then that right leg might lift, and maybe you take it out long to the side. Okay, so all about that lean forwards here. And obviously you can put a pillow down if you don't want to face plant. Hips lift, lean forwards. And then we're all going to come all the way back. We're going to lift ourselves all the way back up to standing. And then release this left leg. I know, so much on the left leg. Back to the revolved half moon, just for a moment. You're going to bend in the back foot, take hold of the back foot, and then lift up for a little kind of funky revolved dancer. Holding here. Reach forwards. You could gaze behind you. So it's right hand connected to left leg. So obviously the opposite to what we're used to doing in dancer. And then come all the way up with the arms. Exhale, place the hands down, frame the right foot. Big step back with that left foot. Come back to plank, take an inhale. Exhale, 3 chaturanga push-ups, or just flowing your way through and meeting back in a downward facing dog. And then from this downward facing dog, just for a moment, let's take a releasing breath. Exhale, let it go. We're going to step the feet towards that center line. So we're in the middle of the mat with the feet. We're going to take hops to handstand. Now, they could be tiny bunny hops, kicking the heels to the bottom, or they could be tucks to handstand. You're going to take 3 of them when you're ready. And then you're going to take 1 more, and that's going to hop your feet to the front of the mat. Whee! Take an inhale as you lift the chest, find that space. Exhale, take a fold for a moment. And then when you're ready, coming all the way up to standing. And then exhaling, release. Just having a moment here, finding your breath. A lot of balance, a lot of work on that right side. We're going to take it over to the left before we bring ourselves down onto the ground. So we find that Utkatasana again. Make sure you've got your blocks where you want them. Finding that Utkatasana again, hands to the heart space. Take the weight onto the left leg. Start to push the right leg all the way back, warrior 3, with that bent left leg. Reach the arms out long. And we're going to tap those right toes down to the mat 3 times. We're going to tap for 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. Right hand's going to locate your block. Left arm's reaching up to the sky, finding your revolved half moon. Then lengthen that lower leg. Gazing up, holding here. And then taking that left arm all the way down and around as you come up to standing. The right ankle crosses over the left knee, balancing figure 4. Hinge at the hips as you reach those arms out long. Nice long deep breaths here. And then we're going to take an inhale, coming all the way up to standing. So either staying here with the ankle pressed into the thigh or coming into your half lotus. So the foot coming into the hip, reaching around with that right arm. Maybe you can take hold the bind of the big toe. Inhale, reach left arm up to the sky. Exhale, fold. 5 breaths in our fold here. Okay, lifting the chest all the way up. You're going to bring the ankle onto the knee again or onto the upper thigh. So we're going to bring ourselves down into that toe stand. So locating your blocks. I'm going to try not to roll on my bum again this time. You're going to bend that supporting leg, coming onto the toes. Get yourself set up for the toe balance and then seeing if you can just release one hand, then the other. Maybe you don't release any hands today. So just seeing how that feels. Embracing all of the wobbles and falls that come with this. Now, either in a moment you're going to unravel and take Malasana and breathe there, or you're going to come into the grasshopper arm balance with me. So you're going to turn, twisting to the left, hands placed down, sole of the right foot comes to the right upper arm. We're going to lift the hips here, start to lean forwards, 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 and then maybe lengthening that left leg out to the side. Coming down with as much grace as you can. So holding here another 3 breaths. Amazing. Now, from here, we're going to come all the way up to standing. We've still got that crossover of the leg. We're coming right, unraveling the right leg, coming right hand down, left arm up again for just 1 breath in this revolved half moon. Bending in the back foot, take hold of the back foot with the left hand as you reach all the way up. Right arm reaches forwards, and then maybe you take your gaze behind you. And then big release as you step that right foot back. Hands drop down to frame the left foot. Step it back through plank, either 3 chaturanga push-ups or just flowing straight back through to your downward facing dog. And when you arrive in your downward facing dog, you're going to lower the forearms down. You're going to take 5 breaths here, either in dolphin or in Pinchamayurasana. So if you have forearm stand in your practice, don't go running to any walls, stay on your mat. 5 breaths in your Pinchamayurasana. Two more breaths here. And then we're all going to drop down. And then everybody is going to drop down to child's pose just for a couple of breaths, releasing the head, releasing the breath. Ah. And then gently, when you're ready, coming through to seated. If you'd like to take a flow through and then jump your way through to seated, be my guest. If you just want to bring yourself straight through to seated, then please do. So we're going to take the right knee over the top of the left leg. So left leg's going to stay straight. We're going to take an inhale here and then exhale, fold. Take another inhale as you lengthen. And exhale, fold. And then you're going to take another inhale, lengthen. You're going to exhale, you're going to bring the right sole of the foot in where it might go for Janu Shirshasana, but we're actually going for a side bend here. So left hand down, and you're going to right arm all the way up. So you're taking your side bend away from that right knee. And then coming all the way back through center. You're going to switch legs. So right leg's going forward, left knee's bending on top. Take an inhale as you lengthen here. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, find some length. And exhale, fold. And then inhaling, coming all the way up. You're going to shift this left foot so the sole of the left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Right hand's coming down by the side of you. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Pivoting heart space up to the sky. And then coming all the way back through center. You're going to bend both knees in, finding Navasana. So in our Navasana, you can either hold for 5 breaths in stillness, or we're going to take 5 lowers all the way down to the ground. So 5, like lower down and lift up. We're going to do that together. We're lowering for 1 and lift. For 2, lift. 3, lift. 4, lift. 5, lift. Self-love hug or vinyasa, maybe a little handstand en route. Flowing your way through. Meeting back in that downward facing dog. And then stepping, jumping, walking your way through. Coming all the way down to seated. You're going to bring the left leg in. And then your right knee is like over the top. We're going to come into compass. So you're going to take hold of the right foot with the right hand, and you might take 2 peace fingers around the big toe. That leg might stay bent. This could be where you go, okay? If you want to come into compass, we're going to take the left hand to the outside of that right foot. Right arm is coming through between as you lift the right hip, and then you open that leg out to the side, and then you gaze all the way up to the sky. Holding. Another 3 breaths here. Okay, and then option to just come down and release, or backpack that right leg, hook the feet, push forward, find Ashtavakrasana. So crazy 8. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then you can, if you want to, you can go through Kundalini and back through your flow, or you're just going to release and we'll come to the second side. So many options. But I really always want to invite people to like make these practices their own. So bending in that right leg, hands coming to the outside of the foot. So just grounding here for a moment. Those of you taking a flow through, don't worry, we'll wait for you. Another couple of breaths. And then we're going to take the right hand to the outside of that left foot, picking up the left hip as you slide left hand through, and then open up, gazing underneath that right arm. 3 more breaths here. And then backpacking that left leg onto the left arm, hooking the feet, shifting the weight forwards, finding your Ashtavakrasana, crazy 8. I've got so many bolsters in the way. Holding there, 3 breaths. Taking any variation of flow through that you would like to, adding on, embellishing any little movements that you wish to. And then once you've taken your final vinyasa, you're going to bring yourself down to seated. From your seated, you're just going to take Paschimottanasana for a few breaths. So legs out long. You can sit up on a block if you want, use a strap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And again, inhale as you lengthen. And exhale, fold. And then lifting all the way up. I'm going to give you yogi's choice as your finisher. Now, the fact that you've clicked on an advanced vinyasa, I'm going to assume that you know your kind of options here, but just to go through them, you've got back bend series. You could take 3 back bends. You could take your shoulder stand series. Shoulder stand, halasana, plow pose, kanapindasana, ear pressure pose, matsyasana, fish pose. You could take some inversions, so you can do your headstand, your pinchamayurasana, your handstand, or you can just rest and be in a more restorative state. So you're going to have a little bit of time here to do that, the kind of normal amount of time it would take to do sort of 3 back bends. So getting on into it now, deciding where you want to go. Just having a little play around. If you're taking inversions and you're taking a few of them, just making sure you're not hopping up quickly in between them, taking child's pose, etc. And then maybe making your way into your final back bend if you're taking back bends, and that's signaling to the rest of us that there's about 5 to 7 breaths, nice deep breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, you can come down onto your back on the mat and we'll start to close the practice. So about another 4 breaths, taking what you need here. And then we're all coming down onto our backs, hugging the knees into the chest. So if you took back bends, then I recommend coming into some supine twists. If you did any of the others, it's entirely up to you. You could come into supine twists if you want, but if you're feeling that that lower body got a lot of love today, then you can come into our supine figure 4 here. So you can place the left ankle on the right knee. If you want both, by the way, a lovely option is to place the left ankle on the right knee and then allow the left foot to travel down to the mat and then reach the arms out into cactus or T-shape. You get a little bit of a twist and you get the hip love as well, just not quite as much into the glutes and the IT band if you're here. So just finding the variation that's going to work best for you today. And then gently unraveling and then taking it to the other side, whichever one you did, doing the same on the other side for 5 breaths. And then slowly releasing. Giving yourself a little rock side to side, hugging both knees into the chest. And then preparing yourself for a short Shavasana. Please do not be tempted to skip this part of the practice. Super important is our Shavasana. So pulling in maybe your bolster, grabbing a blanket, anything that you need here, and really just honoring these couple of minutes that we've got here to finish and restore from the practice. So closing down the eyes, taking a nice releasing breath here as you ground. Palms of the hands facing up to the sky. Just moving them away from the body slightly. And really just grounding here for a moment. Knowing that this is our place of reflection, coming back maybe to your intention. Maybe taking a little body scan and checking back in. And I'm going to love and leave you in your Shavasana today. Please do not rush away from your practice. Come out of it slowly whenever you're ready, but do not rush. Bask in your Shavasana for as long as you wish to. I thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to practicing with you again. Bye-bye.